So have you ever been there? You're waiting and waiting for an online order that never seems to show up. And then, when you try to get a refund, it feels like this impossible uphill battle. Well, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to break down exactly what your rights are when an online order goes wrong.
Oh, Casey, I am so frustrated. I'm literally at my wit's end. I ordered something over a month ago from this massive online store, and it still hasn't even shipped. And trying to get a refund, it is an absolute nightmare. They just keep sending me in circles.
I totally get it, Alex. It's so frustrating, and honestly, it feels like it's designed to make you feel powerless. But here's the thing that most people just don't know. You actually have a really powerful law on your side. Think of it like a secret weapon for shoppers.
It's called the mail, internet, or telephone order merchandise rule. Yeah, it's a mouthful, but what it means is simple. It's a federal law that says sellers have to ship your order in the time they promised you. And what if they didn't promise a specific time? Well, the default is 30 days. And this rule, it covers pretty much everything you buy online, over the phone, or through the mail.
And listen, this isn't just some polite suggestion or guideline. This rule is enforced by the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC. They are the nation's top consumer protection agency, and believe me, they take this stuff very seriously.
Okay, a 30-day rule? I'm listening. Tell me more. How does that actually work, like in the real world?
Okay, so here is the number one thing to remember. If a seller doesn't give you a specific shipping date when you order, they legally have 30 days to get your item shipped out. That is the deadline, period. So think of it like this. There are two simple scenarios. If the seller says it'll ship by the 15th, then they have to ship by the 15th. Simple as that. But if they don't give you any date, that 30-day clock starts ticking the moment you click buy. It's one or the other.
Right, so what happens when they blow past that deadline? Which is exactly what happened with my order. It's way past the 30-day mark now.
This is where your power as a consumer really kicks in. They can't just ghost you and leave you hanging. The law says they have to do 4 very specific things. First, they have to notify you about the delay. Second, they have to give you a new, revised shipping date. Third, and this one is key, they must give you the choice, either accept the new date or cancel the whole thing for a full refund. And finally, they have to provide a free, super easy way for you to reply.
And what if the delay is, really long? Or what if they can't even give you a new date? Well, the rule has you covered there too. If that new shipping date is more than 30 days away, or if they just say, we don't know, your order gets automatically canceled unless you specifically tell them you're willing to wait. And get this, their delay notice has to tell you that in plain English. Your silence means you get your money back.
This is amazing. I seriously had no idea about any of this. So, if I cancel my order, how fast do they actually have to get that money back to me?
The law is super specific on what a prompt refund actually means. If you paid with your regular credit card, a debit card, a check, whatever, they have 7 working days to issue that refund after you cancel. Now, if you use the store's own credit card, they get 1 billing cycle to credit your account.
And here's a really important part, because this happens all the time. A lot of companies will try to just give you store credit, but the FTC is crystal clear about this, and I'm quoting them. They cannot substitute credit toward future purchases. You are entitled to your actual money back, not just a voucher to spend with them later.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. What if the company just doesn't do it? What if they ignore my emails and just plain refuse to give me my money back, even after I've canceled?
That is the million-dollar question, right? So what happens when a seller breaks the rules and just refuses to cooperate? Well, you have one more very powerful tool in your arsenal.
It's called a chargeback, and it is completely different from a refund. See, a refund is you asking the merchant nicely for your money back. A chargeback, that's you telling your bank or your credit card company to go and take the money back from them. You're not asking anymore, you're instructing.
And you absolutely have the legal right to do this. It's all backed by a law called the Fair Credit Billing Act. It lets you dispute charges for, goods that weren't delivered as agreed. There are just a couple of steps. First, you have to try and solve it with the seller, which you've already done. Then, you need to report the problem to your credit card company, usually in writing, within 60 days of the bill that has that wrong charge on it.
So, Alex, you've got the law on your side, and you have a clear plan.
Wow, I actually feel like I can do something now. No more getting the runaround?
Exactly. And the big takeaway for everyone watching is this. You have the power. You can do this. Don't let them keep your money.